My name's Richard Griffin and this is Moneymaker. You can perform Moneymaker anywhere, close-up, parlour or stage. Moneymaker comes in 3 different versions: US dollar, euro and pound sterling. This is Moneymaker. Hi, my name's Richard Griffin. Thanks for buying Moneymaker. Let's see what you should have received. So what you would have received is the Moneymaker sign. This is just a piece of paper with Moneymaker printed on it. You will receive the gimmick, which looks like this, and there's a reel attached. It looks like 5 pieces of paper, but it's actually not paper. It's actually made of a polyester plastic, so it will last, it won't rip. And you'll notice there's 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces, and they all stuck together at the bottom here, and then there's a pocket here, and this is where all your notes go into, because you'll need to supply your own notes, of course. If you bought the pound sterling version, you'll need 5 £20 notes, because that's what the gimmick size is made to. Same for euros, you'll need 5 €20 notes. And of course, if you're using American dollars, if you've got the US dollar version, then you can actually use any value note you like, because obviously they're the same size. So let's see the setup. So for the setup, you will need some sort of jacket to perform this in, because the gimmick is actually pinned inside a jacket, as you can see at the back of the jacket, and make sure you pin it high enough so it doesn't fall below the bottom of the jacket. And let me just pop this on, and your Moneymaker sign. This is actually pre-folded, so it's actually folds down like that, and then this goes into my inside jacket pocket, but you could have this anywhere you like. And then what you'll need to do is load the notes into your gimmick. So pull your gimmick round on the reel, and as you notice, you do have the pocket at the back here, and then obviously the pieces of paper at the front. So obviously this is the front, it's the back. So I place the notes in at the front of the note towards the your audience, and they just slip inside the pocket there, like so. Push it all the way down. They're completely hidden, so when you flick through, all they see is the blank pieces. You then take this, I fold it in half. I mean, don't crease it, just let it naturally bend. Just like that. So that's the front. And then I place this into my pocket down here. Now obviously it's on a reel, so it has got a bit of a pull going on here, a bit of a tug. I push that down inside my pocket and it stays there like that. So that's your setup. So when it comes to the performance, I take out the Moneymaker sign, I unfold it, and I do it like this. So my forefinger comes in here, and then I just flip it open like that. So it's like immediate pops open like that and like that. You can give this to someone, or you can just put it down on a table. I then reach into my pocket to pull out the papers. And the way I do this, I take my thumb and forefinger and grab the notes. My forefinger goes on the front, thumb on the back, and then I pull out the whole bundle like this. So it's still folded. And then obviously you've got the bead here with the thread. You just need to cover that with the rest of your fingers like this as you pull it out. I then let the notes unfold, the papers unfold. And I do that by bringing this hand over like this and just helping it and unfold it like that. Okay, like that. And let it unfold. And then you can show both sides like this if you like. If you're going to show both sides, as you probably noticed, on this edge here, there is a half circle cut out because obviously the notes are exposed here. This is where you're actually going to go in with your thumb and forefinger and grab those later on, but you'll need to cover this. And also as you probably noticed, that the papers are cut at different lengths, and this is so when you actually flick through it, you can flick through it very easily because they're cut at different lengths. So that's why that's like that. But like I said, if you're going to show it both sides, you have to cover that, and the way I do it is just put my thumb along there like that, and that just covers that. So quick flash, both sides, and then I bring it up to here, and then I just bring down those 4 pieces. So I leave the pocket behind with all the notes in, because obviously they've seen the back, the front, and now they've seen the front of that piece of paper. And then you flick the other 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, so they can see it blank on both sides. I then take the money maker sign, or I take it back off someone, and I put it in front of the notes here, the papers here. So my thumb and forefinger are holding on to the papers here, and then my middle finger comes and just grabs it like that. And then I take my forefinger and I come in and just go, because obviously you've got those 4 pieces of paper, and then you've got this piece of paper which is stuck onto the pocket, and that's just to cover that half the circle there. So you need to come inside there and grab just the notes with your thumb and forefinger. All right, don't hold on to any of the pocket or anything. This is just the notes with your thumb and forefinger. So show it again. Bring the note inside, you come in, and then you just grab onto the notes. Now with your middle finger here, I grab it here, so therefore I can now let go of this end, and of course it won't shoot into my jacket just yet. If I let go of my middle finger, everything will shoot in and leave the notes behind. So I'm there, I come in, grab the notes, middle finger grabs the papers there. I can let go of my left hand of the notes this end, and just I grab it with my thumb and forefinger like this, so it's from here, and then I switch my fingers, so I've now got my thumb on the back, forefinger on the front to hold the sign. And you've got to make sure that you hold this, because you're looking down, you can see where the sign is. You need to cover this edge of your jacket because you don't want it like this and then it being exposed here. You make sure that the sign is covering this edge of your jacket. And likewise, you don't want to pull this out too far because they'll be able to see the bead and the thread and the silver clip. So make sure that is hidden as well. And of course you can do this because you're looking down. Remember, you've gone from here, you've grabbed the notes, and then change fingers here, and now you're looking down, so you can line everything up perfectly because you're looking down at everything. And now all you need to do is to push the papers inside like this, and as you come behind you let go of your middle finger, and let me show you without the paper, like this, and that leaves the notes behind. So you're just holding it on with your thumb and forefinger. My middle finger now comes in, so now I've got 3 fingers on, and then I can just spread the notes out. So let me show you that again. I'm going to show you an over the shoulder view of this as well, so you can see me do it from the back. So show the sign, give it to someone or hand it on the table, reach into your pocket, thumb and forefinger, bring it out, let it unfold, show it both sides, then flick through one at a time, 1, 2, 3, 4. I then go for the sign, hold it here with my forefinger, my middle finger I mean, I come in here, grab those notes, and then my middle finger here grabs the rest of the papers. I can then let go this hand and adjust it, so I've now got, I'm holding on to with my thumb and forefinger. As I'm looking down, I can line everything up, and then all you need to do, I'll do it with the sign in front this time. You push it in as you fan the notes, and you bring the sign down as you do that. So there's a little bit of timing, so it brings in and then you bring the sign down. So I just want to show you in close-up how you grab those notes. So like I said, you've got the 4 pieces here. You want to come obviously behind those, and then also behind that 5th piece which is stuck onto the pocket, like so. So you want to come inside that, and then you can grab the notes here, the forefinger, and the notes at the back with your thumb. So you're just holding on to the notes, and they can be pulled out nice and easily. And like I said, you bring your middle finger to hold that, and then you can let go of this hand because you've got the money maker sign in front like that. So you come in, you grab the notes, and then you can let go of your left hand and then line everything up as you push everything in and do the change, the switch. So I'm going to go through some tips with you now, and I'm going to show you the whole routine from start to finish and show you the tips as we go along, because there's quite a few. You take out your moneymaker sign and show that, and just unfold that. That's pretty simple enough. You then reach inside your pocket, take out your papers, and just a little tip here is obviously this is a reel, and it's kind of obviously good, it's pulling. When this is inside your pocket, obviously, like I've showed you, you fold it this way, and so the bend is here at the bottom, so the bend goes into your pocket first, and then you can push it all the way down into your pocket, whether it's jeans pocket or a trouser pocket, and because of, obviously you've got the ends of the notes, they hit against the pocket, so it's not going to be pulled out by the reel. It's pretty secure. So make sure you put it in that way. So when you reach in, You take it out, you unfold it like I've shown you. You can show it both sides, again with your thumb along there to hide the edge. And then when you come up to flick through the notes, just be careful, don't be so, you need to bring your arm into your body. You don't want to come out like this and do it, because as you can see the thread is pulling the jacket open. So you don't want to do that and do this, because people will see that. So the way you do that is I hold it, obviously just taking out I hold it here. My arm is actually pushing against my jacket. So all I'm doing is going to turn my hand like that, and my arm is still pressing against the jacket, so the jacket's not going to open, as you can see. So I'm just from here to here, and then flick through the papers. Okay, so just be careful of that. Then you're going to take your Moneymaker paper sign and bring it in front. Again, you go down, you grab the papers. Now, if you're finding it hard to grab the edge of the paper because you may think the actual semicircle is too small, you can, with a tiny pair of scissors, make this bigger. So you just cut open the semicircle on both sides. Okay, just make it a little bit bigger, so you can get more of a grip. Of course, when you do that, if you want to show it, obviously both sides, you've got to be able to cover it. If it's too big, you're not going to be able to cover it, but if it's just slightly bigger, you'll be fine. Of course, you don't, when you first bring out the papers, you don't have to show it both sides. I mean, it's folded like this, so you can show it kind of like this, and then go straight up like this and show it like that. So you haven't got to show the back if you don't want to, which means then you can make this even bigger. But it's up to you. It depends on how, if you're feeling that you can't grab it properly and get those to be pulled out. If you're having trouble, then just make that little semicircle bigger on both sides. Then when it comes to actually letting go of the gimmick and have it shoot into your jacket, obviously you've got your piece of paper in front here. You're quite free to come forward and back, because the reel's just pulling like this. When you go for the papers, you want to kind of be back here before you let go of the paper. You don't want to do it out here, because obviously that will do that. You don't want that to happen. So bring it back first, then you can let go of the paper and move your fingers. And also when you let go of the gimmick, if you're finding that it's getting stuck on the jacket like this or like this, you might be out away from your body a little bit too much. You need to bring it right to your body. So bring it right back to your body. So it's like this. Okay, so it's actually on my belly. Near enough, and the thread is going around. I can actually feel it on my skin going right round here. So it's right back. It's not away. It's right back. And this is so this will then. It's got a nice clear movement to go into your jacket. It's not going to get caught. So when you've got your like this, as you see, it's nice and smooth and goes right in without getting caught. So just be aware of that. If you are having trouble and it's doing this sort of thing and it's getting caught, it means you're away from your body. Bring it to your body, right flat against your body, and then it's got a nice smooth entrance into your jacket and round the back. And when it comes to spreading the notes, you want to get some nice new notes. Maybe you can get some from the bank, so they're nice and crisp and new. You don't want really old notes that are crumpled up and creased, because it wouldn't look very nice. Also, when you fan them out, obviously brand new notes, depending on what currency it is, they can be a bit rough and may not spread that nice. So what I've done with all the notes, whether it be pounds or euros or dollars, I use Magician's fanning powder. And you just take some cotton wool and just rub some on either side. If you're not familiar with Magician's fanning powder, it's used for playing cards really, so playing cards can be spread out and fanned out very nicely. And you can buy it from any magic dealers. So I've done that to all notes, whether it be pounds or dollars or euros. It just makes it a little bit easier to spread than it would be if you didn't have it on, because it can be a bit rough. Also, when you do fan out the notes, obviously when you first let go of the gimmick, it goes into your jacket and you're just left with the notes. It's obviously your forefinger and your thumb. It's just holding on to it. I then bring my middle finger in as well, so it's there. And then it's just squeezing the notes, a little bit of pressure, pushing the thumb up, and pushing the thumb up and bringing these fingers down. Just bring them down as you're fanning the notes out. Okay, so thumb up, fingers down, and that will just spread out the notes nicely. And one last thing I want to cover is the noise of the reel, because obviously when you let this go, you get obviously a little bit of a noise. Of course, if you're working in a restaurant or a bar, and it's very noisy, lots of people chatting, there's music playing, you're not going to hear that. So I won't worry about that. You're not going to hear it at all. Of course, likewise on stage, if you're performing on stage in a big theatre, and people, obviously the front row, quite far away, of course, again, you're not going to hear that noise. But of course, if you're on a quiet venue and you're performing for one or two people, you want to cover that little noise, because you hear that as it shoots into your jacket. And the way you can cover this, the way I do it, is with the paper sign. So you're in this position, and you're just about to let it go. You're holding on to the moneymaker sign with your thumb and forefinger, and all you're going to do when this comes in and you turn this over, you smack the paper with these three fingers, and of course that will cover the noise of the reel. Again, you have to practice this. The timing obviously is important, and the best way to do this is to video yourself again and again performing this, so you can see exactly how you're getting on. So you can perform this in close-up, in parlour and stage. If you're performing parlour and stage, everything's pretty straightforward. People are mostly in front of you anyway, so you've got any angle problems. I mean, it's fairly angle proof, this as well, for close-up. I mean, you just have to be careful when you first bring out those papers. When you unfold them, it's this bit here when you flick through like this. Now, obviously at the side, if there's someone at the side of you, they're going to see that this is obviously a little bit thicker. So again, it's something, if you bring it out, a little bit of movement as you're flicking through the pieces, they're probably not going to notice it. But just be aware of people that are around you. Again, it's better if people are in front of you with this, but you could get away with it at the side as well, because when you bring that paper in front here and that here, it's against your body anyway, so you kind of like here and here, and then when you let go of the gimmick and you're just left with the papers, there's nothing left anyway. Everything can be examined because you're totally clean. So you're pretty covered for close-up as well. But again, just be aware of your angles. And when it comes to the money maker sign, this is just a piece of paper, so if this gets crumpled and messed up, you can just replace it with another piece of paper. And if you've got a printer at home, a computer, you can have it print money maker on it yourself, or print anything you like on it. You could print a dollar sign on it, or a pound sign, or a euro sign, or something like that. So that's just an idea.